Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a rock light install on this 6th gen 4Runner using our Cyclone tray kit. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with talking about what you need to actually get this assembly done. So I'm Jacob, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so jumping right into the things you're gonna need. Obviously, you're gonna need a 6-light Cyclone kit. You can go with any color you want. We're gonna go with just standard white for now. We're also gonna pair it with the magnet kits. That's just gonna make it, make the assembly and installation a little bit easier. You don't have to use the magnet kits, but we always recommend them. They're just a really nice thing to have. And then we get into the actual Cyclone tray kit. This is the entire kit right here. It comes with all the hardware you need and everything to actually get it installed. So you're gonna need that as well. We also recommend some kind of headlamp. You are gonna need to get under the vehicle and it is dark. So we obviously have our KC headlamp with us today. And then you're gonna need some tools. You're gonna need a 13mm wrench and socket, as well as a 12mm socket for the actual installation of this thing. All right. So that's everything you're gonna need to get this kit started, so let's go ahead and get started with it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with getting the rock lights out of here. Let's go ahead and get this opened. Inside of here is gonna be all the harnesses and everything. We don't need that just right now. We're gonna start with the actual rock lights, which are in here. So we're gonna start with popping these all out. And what we're gonna work on right now is actually getting all the magnets installed. So if you're using the magnet kit, you're gonna need some additional tools. So the magnets use a small hex key, along with, I believe it's an 8mm socket. So we're gonna go ahead and get all those things and start installing the magnets on these. So we got all the magnets installed on the Cyclone, so we got that ready to go. The order of operations here, what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna install the tray first, get the tray installed, get everything in place on the wiring side, like, you know, post or after all of the Cyclones. So we're gonna get that done first, which means we're gonna set this plate up. We're gonna make sure we get everything on this plate that needs to be on there and then get it mounted in the vehicle. From there, then we're gonna go ahead and run the Cyclones. We're gonna start there so there's no extra bundles of wire under the engine hood. We can hide them a little bit better underneath the vehicle or run them a little longer if we need to get everything nice and tight. So let's talk a little bit about what comes with the Cyclones and what gets mounted to the tray. All right, so I am down low here. So there's two things from the actual Cyclone rock light package that gets mounted to this. The first is gonna be the little ground plug. Or the ground bolt. That's gonna actually go right here. And then the other thing that actually gets used is this little terminal block. This is to hold all of the Cyclones so you can mount them directly to this and not have to stitch anything together. All you have to do is use the ring terminals on this. And this one goes right here. So all the supplied hardware you need to actually get this thing set up actually comes with the rock light or the Cyclone tray. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this stuff installed. You're gonna use all of these button heads to get this installed. The larger hardware is gonna be for the actual assembly. So let's get everything on here that needs to be on here, and then we'll get this thing in the car. All right, so we have the plate actually all, everything buttoned up on here. We went ahead and put the rubber pieces on here as well. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna get this bolted down. I'm gonna show you step by step how to actually get this thing installed. From here, we're gonna get it wired directly to the battery, to the switch system. This little block right here actually goes to all of the Cyclones. So we're gonna wire this from here out to the rest of the vehicle. So let's go ahead and get started and talk a little bit about how to get this thing installed. All right, so as you can see here, there are two little holes right here. This actually gets mounted right here. I'll show you the two bolts. There's two bolts here. You're gonna go ahead, or two nuts, I'm sorry, that you're gonna go ahead and remove, and you're just gonna button this right on top. Then there's this other bracket right here that has this little, if you see the split is gonna be facing down. There's another little nut you're gonna take off right here, slide this over the stud, and that's gonna allow you to then have this setup right here where we'll go ahead and attach that later, but first we're gonna go ahead and get everything loose on the OEM side so we can get everything inserted. Alright, so now that we have this everything's in place, we're good here, we're gonna go ahead and work on the wiring situation. So, how we're gonna go ahead and wire this is we are fortunate enough to have a switch system on this car, so we do not have to run anything into the actual firewall, but we will show a best case and a best place to do that. But we need to break down real quick the anatomy of the wiring harness for the Cyclone Rocklight kit. So, we have a few different things going on. Obviously, we have this main guy right here where the whole harness comes from. So we have a red wire that comes out of here. This is gonna be the main source of all of the Cyclones. So going from here, we have it going to 3 different places. One's obviously to the Cyclones. Another, these little female leads here, this is gonna go to a switch. And then the last little bit here with all the ring terminals is actually gonna be going to either also the ground post, but the battery. So the positive and negative will go across with the ring terminals to your load or to your supply. With that being said, since we are using a switch system, we can delete a lot of this harness. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, we go ahead and take this. There is a yellow wire in this thing. This is what's called the load. This is goes to the battery and it helps power the light or the switch system, the little switch itself that comes with the system. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that off because we do not need that. All we need to do is run a hot and a negative from the Cyclone kit. So the yellow, we're gonna completely delete. All right, so we went ahead and cut out that yellow wire, the load. So now we're left with just a positive and a negative wire. The negative wire on this has 2 ring terminals. The thought on this was one of these goes to the terminal post, another one goes to an actual ground on the vehicle, and then this long lead will go to the switch. Since we are using the ground in the switch system, what we're actually gonna do so we don't have to cut this open and have any exposed copper, we're actually gonna put both of these together and put these both on the terminal stud. It's gonna look a little funky here, but we're gonna zip tie everything nice and clean, so it'll be just fine. But now what we need to do is we need to get this running across the car. So we're gonna go ahead and follow the path we did for the Flex Air 4 ditch lights. If you wanna watch that video, it'll be linked down below, but we're gonna follow that exact same path right up against that vacuum line. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this situated in here and get it ran across. So if you were gonna run this with the standard switch that comes with the Cyclone kit, there is actually a grommet right here behind the battery if you have the non-hybrid. It's incredibly accessible. All you have to do is kind of poke right through it. There's wire insertion tools. You can use a snake. There's a few different methods to actually get into that grommet, into that firewall, and it dumps you right below the glove box on the passenger side. You actually only have to remove a little piece of plastic. There's no clips or anything. You just pull it down, and you can actually get access to this fairly easy and run the rest of your wire. So that's the best option for going to the firewall. However, we are all done. We've got wired to the switch system, so we're gonna go ahead and start wiring the Cyclone. So I'm gonna jump to the other side. All right, so we're getting ready to start the wiring and start placing the Cyclones. We're using the magnet, so actually putting the Cyclones into place is gonna be very easy. However, we wanna make sure we have a handle on how we're gonna be doing the wiring. So with the Cyclone kit, you have 3 different sets of wires. You have a 5 meter, a 3.5, and a 2.5 meter, and 2 of each one of those. So what I recommend doing is kind of figuring out which Cyclone is gonna get which harness. So for example, the one right underneath this fender, that's right here, it has a very short distance. So we're gonna go ahead and do the 2.5 meter one because it doesn't need to go that far. However, the back passenger side, that one is gonna need a longer wire. So we're gonna go with the 5 meter one. kind of have that in your head so you understand where things are gonna go. But what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna start disassembling these harnesses unwrapping them and plug them into this thing, into the bus bar here, and get them kind of ready to go into the respective place they're gonna be going. So we're gonna start with getting all these things ready to go. All right, so since I am underneath the vehicle, there's not a ton of room here. I'm switching to an action camera so you can see this. I think I figured out where I'm gonna put this. So this is the back tire here. We're actually gonna put it one Cyclone right here in front of the back tire. And then over here on this side, right here. So I thought about mounting it directly to the skid plates. However, I think I want it to be more spread. In the skid plates are C channels, and with that, it'll kind of block it. So we're gonna stick down here, and what the cool thing about it is these are magnets, so down the road, if these skid plates change or anything happens there, he can just, you know, move these wherever he needs to. We'll leave some slack in the wire, so it should be just fine. And then, these wires, so once, I'm gonna kind of run everything nice and tight here, and I'll be able to actually zip tie up here to this harness, so it should be just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and follow this through. I'm gonna go place the front light, and then we'll start running the harnesses. So I think I found where I'm gonna be running all the wires. So what I need to do is run a snake all the way up to Jaden. All right, so Jaden's got the snake, go ahead and pull it. All right, so snake's ran. We're gonna go ahead and Jaden is gonna attach all the wires to the snake. All right, so we're pulling everything through. So this looks like a brake line, so we're gonna go ahead and attach to this. This is rigid, so it'll be just fine. It shouldn't get very hot. And it looks like it's well insulated, so we should be just fine to tie to that. And got this huge bundle right here, so we're gonna go ahead and just make sure it's zip tied together so it doesn't get too strangled. We don't wanna, there's moving stuff down here, so we wanna make sure everything is nice and tight together. All right, so we're gonna run these two wires up to the front now. And we can go right here by the CV axle. Rule of thumb when you're doing all the wiring here is you wanna stay clear and far away from rotating pieces, which also means you do not want to zip tie to rotating pieces. You want to make sure you're not zip tying to anything that moves. So any suspension components, any tie rods, any CV axles, you want to stay as far away from those as possible as I'm looping through the CV axle right here.
And that's everything you need to know about the Rocklight kit for your 6th gen Toyota 4Runner. If you guys have any other questions on how to install the Rocklight kit or general info on the Cyclones as a product itself, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to get back to it as soon as I can. As always, feel free to reach out to our customer service if you have any additional questions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.